it's Taylor, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to become a more natural scorer, right? An instinctive scorer, a player who can easily score in any situation and put up points really at will, okay? Now, the biggest problem with most players when they're looking to score, right, is that they end up being accused of, being a ball hog because they force shots up and the coach gets mad, your teammates get mad. No one has fun with that. So I'll show you a concept in this video that's going to eliminate that for you for good. Now, a few days ago, we watched a one-on-one game that I played with an athlete of mine, and although it was, kind of just a lazy game, right, when we played after like a 90-minute workout, you could still see the one big concept that made my offense, right, my offensive game a lot more effective in the concept that I was using. All right, and I call this instinctive scoring. Instinctive scoring is basically your ability to control and react to what the defense is doing. You read their position, you react to it, and you make their move. And when you do this, you can create literally as many open opportunities for scoring as you want to, right? Because you create it, you control it. No matter who's guarding you, no matter how the other team has set up their defense, you can easily beat it because you have that ability to instinctively react to every move that they make. And because, you're creating such good scoring opportunities, you never have to be accused of forcing anything or being a ball hog, because every shot is appropriate and every shot is obviously going to be a clean look. Everything just kind of becomes easy and effortless. Now, after I posted that one-on-one video, a player actually commented that the number one skill I was using in my offense was, the way I was reading and reacting to the defense, and he got it right. And I was using little footwork and body movement tricks to really score more points. And they also sent in an article from the New York Times talking about how Kobe Bryant is an instinctive scorer this way as well. And actually, the article was talking more about his footwork, and they were mentioning towards the end how instinctive all of his scoring was, right? And that he always seems to be able to kind of control and read and react to the defense very, very well. And I thought that this simple quote from the article kind of summed everything up. Bryant senses when a defender is vulnerable. And Kobe says, it just depends on what he's doing and what I feel. I just react instinctively. Now, we all know Kobe's obviously very, very skilled at reading and reacting to the defense, and we know that we need to develop this instinctive scoring feel on the court. So the question is, how do we do this? Because, if we do that, we can score a ton more points without forcing shots and without being a ball hog. Now, some players, think this is just something you're born with, and some players have this court feel, this instinctive ability, and some just don't. And we've all probably played against those guys who just seem to be able to score so effortlessly, right? And I'm sure you've had that thought before that they were just born with it, and they come with that kind of hardwired within them. But lucky for us, natural instinctive scoring can be developed. And I know because I was actually one of those players who had no court feel, no instinctive scoring ability, and whenever I'd score, more than 15 or 20 points, I'd always be accused of forcing and hogging the ball, and my coaches and teammates would get mad. And to tell the truth, I actually never averaged more than 20 points per game until I figured this out in my last couple of years of high school, and then things started to become a lot more easy. So I do know that firsthand you can develop this natural scoring ability, because I've developed it in myself, and in multiple other players who've gone on to easily score 20, 25 or more points per game. So I know firsthand that if you can master the concepts that I'm going to share with you, you can also be that natural instinctive scorer and average 20, 25, or 30 points per game without forcing or hogging the ball. So let's get into the rules that into how you can kind of develop this natural scoring ability. And there's 5 big rules that every great scorer has really mastered. And these 5 skills account for almost all of their points. So first of all, they're masters at what I call defender control. They can control their defender's movement, react to it, and again, read and react and score. And they know exactly what to do no matter how their defender is playing them. This makes you pretty much unguardable, obviously. As you know, there's nothing the defense can do to shut you down if you control how they move and then react to it in the correct way. So the big question becomes, how do we develop the correct reactions? We'll get into that a little later in the future video. Now, great scorers are obviously also masters of the perimeter game. We've talked about this in the past, how to create space off the dribble and in face-up situations, how to use little moves and angles and tricks, and how to really work the defense. All right. Now, great scorers also use the mid-range game very well. They can pull up at will, they can knock down shots, and they can use little pullback moves and kill dribbles and create space and hit, 15 to 20 footers, 10 footers. You can get that little amount of space to pull up and shoot the ball really, really well. So that is something that great scorers have really mastered. Now, they're also great at finishing strong around the rim. They can go up, draw contact, they know how to finish, even when there's contact. They know how to go up and finish strong over big men. Basically, whenever they attack the hoop, they either finish the layup, or they dunk, or they draw contact and go to the line, or they, draw contact, go to the line, finish the layup, and get the three-point play, right? They're very, very, very strong, and there's a few key concepts that you can use to become that strong as well. Now, the fifth rule that every great scorer has is that they are a master at scoring without the ball. All right, and I call this, the secret of the natural scorers, because it really is what every natural scorer has in common. They're excellent at scoring without the ball, and you can pick up, an extra 6, maybe 8 points per game every single game that you aren't getting right now just by learning how to move properly without the ball. It's not hard to get, an extra basket every single quarter for, a total of 8 extra points every single game if you recognize the opportunities and know how to move properly without the ball. And there's little, opportunities, scoring opportunities on the floor that most players don't look for, and when you can recognize them, you can pick up a lot of extra points. And great scorers, the guys who are real players who score 25, 30 a game, always pick up these points, and they do so fairly effortlessly, and you can do the same. Imagine, what an extra 8 points per game would do for your scoring average. If you're scoring, 10 or 12 right now, you can break the 20-point mark fairly easily. So, as you can see, this is really the total package when it comes to scoring. You can control your defender's movement and read and react to whatever they do on the court. You have all these little tricks and techniques and moves on the perimeter to really create space and get shots off. And if they try to take away your drive, you can just stop on a dime and pull up for a mid-range jumper. And if they take that away, you can just blow by them and attack the rim and finish hard or draw contact for a three-point play. And on top of all that, you can pick up an extra 6 to 8 points per game just by moving without the ball, moving without the ball and scoring without the ball properly. So obviously, as you can see, when you can do each of these 5 things, these 5 skills, you can pretty much score as many points as you're looking to score. And there are a few players that are like this that you should be studying. You've probably seen them play, but I recommend that you watch what they do very closely and see why they do what they do. And a few names come to mind, obviously. First one, Kobe Bryant, that's an obvious one. Michael Jordan, of course, and then some other players like Brandon Roy, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Tyreek Evans. These guys, you can learn a lot from these players and the way they score points very effortlessly on the court. And some of them are better at, specific little skills out of those 5 skills. Some of them are better at specific skills, and there's others who are good at all of them, like Kobe and Michael Jordan, and Brandon Roy is actually very good. And all these guys, just watch them, watch closely what they do, and there's a lot to be learned from them. Now, we have a video coming out in a couple days which will outline a full system, right, for developing each of these 5 skills very strategically in your game. That will be one of the most important videos you watch, so be on the lookout for that. But right now, I'd like to know what you think about this concept of becoming, a natural instinctive scorer. What do you think it would do for your game? How would it affect your future as a player, your playing time, what level you could reach if you were always averaging 25, 30 points per game? So scroll down and let me know your thoughts. I want to hear what this would do for your game personally and how you'd score more if you were better at these specific scoring skills like finishing or better mid-range game or better perimeter play or whatever. Whatever you feel would help you, and this will help me help you even more, right? So scroll down. There's a little box there where you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'll read all those comments, respond to any questions that you might have, and it'll help me kind of fine-tune the content a lot more for future videos. So definitely be on the lookout in the next couple days for the next video, because it's very important to watch it right away when it comes to your inbox. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Scroll down right now and leave me your comment, and we'll talk more in the comments section.